What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! OCG TCG video. Today, guys, we are going to be going over the new Naturia support that is set to release in Darkwing Blast. I'm very excited to be discussing these cards with you guys, so without further ado, let's jump right into it. So as per usual with these card game videos, I go over the monsters first, then the extra deck monsters, and end it off with the spells and traps. And the first card that we're going to be discussing is Naturia Mole Cricket, a level 1 Earth Insect effect monster with 0 attack and defense, and you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. During the main phase, quick effect, you contribute this card, special summon one Naturia monster from your deck. If your opponent controls a face-up monster with the highest attack on the field, you can special summon 2 instead. If your opponent special summons a monster from the extra deck, or you special summon a Nituria monster from the extra deck while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. So this is actually a really fascinating card. So you're basically able, more than likely, to summon 2 Nituria monsters from your deck is really insane in my opinion. Now, yes, you do have to tribute this monster on the field, and your opponent has to have the monster with the highest attack, which that one isn't really that big of an issue, because if your opponent sets up their board, more than likely they're going to have a very powerful monster on the field, and if you just summon this card right away, you can just tribute it off immediately because it has 0 attack. Like, you are going to have the lowest attack point monster, so it's not like you cannot be able to get this effect off at all. That's the benefit with this card having such low attack and defense, to where because of this card's effect, it's very easy to just be able to search for your 2 Naturia monsters, because of the fact that your opponent will more than likely have a monster that has more attack points than this monster. The thing with it is that this is obviously a going second card, which is not terrible. That's not it at all. It's just that you're going to have to go second to get the best benefit, because even though you can go first, I feel like there's not too much of a payoff, because you have to tribute this card just to get a different Naturia Beast monster to your field, which might seem good, but I don't know, just having to tribute this card to just get one monster to your field, like, I don't know, I would rather go second and use this card during my first turn after my opponent sets up, so that way I can get my 2 Naturia Beasts onto the field, and then being able to recur itself back to your field to go into further combo plays after you special summon a monster from the extra deck. That's also really cool in my opinion. So yeah, general thoughts on this card? I think this is actually a pretty cool card in my opinion. I can definitely see the Nituria deck actually playing this card. But with that said, that's going to lead us into our next monster, which is Nituria Camellia, a level 4 Earth Plant Effect Tuner monster with 1400 attack and 700 defense, and you can only use the first, second, and third effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can send one Nituria card from your deck to the graveyard. If you would tribute a monster to activate an Nituria monster's effect, you can send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard instead. If your opponent normal or special summons a monster, you can special summon one Nituria monster from your graveyard. So this is a interesting monster, to say the least. To be able to send a Nituria card from your deck to the graveyard if this card is normal special summon, to then when your opponent summons a monster, you can just bring that monster you sent to the graveyard back, is pretty cool. And in being able to make it to where you send the top 2 cards of your deck to the graveyard, so that way you don't have to tribute one of your Nituria monsters to be able to activate its effects. That's actually pretty cool in my opinion. So overall, you know, not the craziest card out there. It's not a terrible card at all. I think this is an alright card. I mean, it's cool to be able to send a Nituria to your graveyard, so that way when your opponent special summons a monster or normal summons a monster, it's just any type of summoning, you know, you can bring back one of your Nituria monsters back. That's pretty cool in my opinion, but overall, I just think it's an alright card in my opinion. So yeah, with that being said, this is going to lead us into the final card of this video, which is Naturia Spring Breeze, a quick play spell card that has 3 effects that you can choose from, and you can activate one of these effects. Special summon one Naturia monster from your hand or graveyard. Immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon using monsters you control, including at least one Naturia monster, or fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as fusion material, including at least one Naturia monster. So this is actually a pretty interesting card. So the first one you can choose from is special summoning a Naturia monster from your hand or graveyard. I mean, the last card that we just went over can send your Naturia monsters to the graveyard, so that's another incentive to basically load your graveyard with Naturia monsters so that this card can actually bring it back. And what's cool about it is that it's a quick play spell card, so you can activate this during your opponent's turn, and I think that's where the Synchro Infusion capability of this card also does play an effect, because obviously being able to summon your big Naturia boss monster out into your field with this card during your opponent's turn or one of their fusion monsters, I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, again, it's not really the greatest card out there. I feel like, you know, it just has a niche type of an effect where, yeah, it's cool to be able to summon those monsters. Maybe you weren't able to fully commit to it yet, or you didn't want to fully commit until you knew what board your opponent was going to build. So it's a cool card. It's not the greatest card out there. I just think it's an alright card in my opinion. So yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it for this Naturia support. General thoughts on the new Naturia support. I mean, it's not the craziest support. I think the first card by far was the best card of the deck. I mean, again, being able to summon 2 Naturia monsters from your deck is insane to me, and if you go into one of your extra deck plays to be able to bring the card back is also really good in my opinion. And not trying to trash on the other 2 cards that we discussed as well, they do have some nice capabilities that you could do with the deck with these 2 new cards, but, you know, they're not the craziest cards out there. So, yeah, in my general opinion, pretty cool support for Naturia Beast. Was not expecting this to be a deck that was getting support in this set, but hey, you know what? It's really cool to kind of see these cards getting more support, and I could see these cards actually being played in a Naturia strategy, especially the, Cricket one. Like, that one was a really phenomenal card in my opinion. But with that being said, that is going to be it for this OCG TCG video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your guys' thoughts on this new Naturia support. Did you think the support was good? Did you think it was alright? Or did you think the support was not really that great at all? And let me know your guys' thoughts on the Naturia deck. Me personally, I've never really cared too much about the deck. I mean, they're cool cards, don't get me wrong. Like, it's a very interesting archetype, but I've just never been the biggest interest when it comes to the Naturia deck. But I do know some people that actually do like the Naturia deck, so I would like to hear your guys' thoughts on the deck. Do you guys actually like this archetype, or do you not really care about it too much? But with that being said, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, guys, take care and have yourselves a great rest of your day.